Adding mixed numbers with unlike denominators is very simple. Let's look at 1 2/3 and 4 5/6. I'll do this problem in very small steps so beginners can benefit the most from it. I'll also show you 3 different ways to solve this, which can help you understand the basics better. So keep watching and enjoy the learning process. Okay, let's come back to our problem. The first thing we need to know is that these mixed numbers can also be written as 1 plus 2/3 and 4 plus 5/6. Another thing we must know is that when we have addition, the order of the numbers does not change the sum. This is called the commutative property of addition. In other words, we can change the order of the numbers and still get the same answer to our problem. So we can write 1 plus 4 plus 2/3 plus 5/6. Notice that this is just the same thing as the lines above. We just wrote the mixed numbers as a sum and changed the orders. Now, 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. To add these two fractions, we need the same denominator. The least common denominator will be a number that is divisible by both 3 and 6 without a remainder. That number is 6. In other words, the smallest number which is exactly divisible by both 3 and 6 is 6. The denominator of the second fraction is already a 6. But how can we make a 6 out of the first denominator, which is 3? We just multiply the denominator and the numerator by 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 2 is 6. Remember, multiplying the numerator and the denominator of a fraction by the same number doesn't change the value of the fraction. So 2 over 3 is the same as 4 over 6. Now that we have the same denominators, we can add our fractions 4 over 6 and 5 over 6 together, which gives us 9 over 6. Now, how can we simplify 9 over 6? To simplify, 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we get 5 plus 3 over 2. We see that 3 over 2 is an improper fraction, which is 1 and 1/2 as a mixed number. Again, like we did at the beginning of this problem, we can write 1 and 1/2 as 1 plus 1/2. Five plus 1 is equal to 6. And finally we get 6 plus 1/2, which is 6 and 1/2. This looks a lot for just adding two mixed numbers, but this was very detailed. The more exercises like this you do, the less steps you will need to solve these kind of problems. Let me quickly show you how you can solve this problem after you did a couple exercises. One plus 4 is equal to 5. 2 over 3 is the same as 4 over 6. 4 plus 5 is 9, so we get 9 over 6. Remember, 9 over 6 is equal to 1 and 1/2. 5 plus 1 and 1/2 is 6 and 1/2. It's really very simple, so do your exercises to get used to problems like this. Now, let's solve this problem in a different way. As you can see, we started this problem by keeping our whole numbers first. Let's try it by converting our mixed numbers first into improper fractions. The second step will be to add the improper fractions, and the third step will be to convert the sum of the improper fractions back to a mixed number. So first, what is 1 and 2/3 as an improper fraction? Feel free to watch my video on how to convert mixed numbers to improper fractions if you ever get confused. 3 times 1 is 3. Then you're going to add this sum to your numerator, which is 2, and keep the denominator. So we get 5 over 3. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 5 is 29. Again, keep the denominator and we get 29 over 6. The first step is done. We wrote the mixed numbers as improper fractions. The second step is to add these improper fractions. To do that, we have to change the denominator 3 of the first fraction to 6. Because we cannot add fractions without common denominators. We can only add fractions when they have the same denominator. So we need the least common denominator, in other words, the smallest number that both 3 and 6 divide into. So let's multiply the denominator and the numerator with 2 to get 10 over 6. Now we can add these two fractions with the same denominator. 10 plus 29 is equal to 39. Keep the denominator and we get 39 over 6. The third step is to convert this improper fraction back to a mixed number. We can put 6 into 39 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. So if we pull 36 of 39, we have 3 left, which is our remainder. Keep the numerator and we get 6 and 3/6, which we simplify to 6 and 1/2, which is our solution. Now, which method is the best? It depends on your experience and what you want to do. So feel free to try all the methods to see what works best for you. Let's look at this example. 2 and 3/4 plus 5 and 6/7. 2 plus 5 is 7. Again, like in our previous example, we need the smallest common number, which is divisible by both 4 and 7, also called the least common denominator. 28 is the smallest common number, which is divisible by 4 and by 7. So 4 times 7 is 28, and 7 times 4 is also 28. Make sure you multiply the numerators by the correct number too. So 3 times 7 is 21. And 6 times 4 is 24. (21 plus 24 is 45. (45 over 28 becomes the mixed number 1 and 17 28. And 7 plus 1 17 28 is 8 and 17 28. And we're done with this problem. Let's do some examples with like denominators, which is much easier to solve. 1 and 1 8 plus 2 and 3 eighths. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. 1 plus 3 is 4. And we get 3 and 4 eighths, which is equal to 3 and 1/2. What about this example? 2 3/7 plus 4 3/7. 2 plus 4 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. So we get 6 and 6/7 as our solution. 3 and 1/5 plus 1 and 2/5. 3 plus 1 is 4. And 1 plus 2 is 3. And we get 4 and 3/5. 3 and 1/5 plus 6 and 2/5. 3 plus 6 is equal to 9, and 1 plus 2 is 3. So we get 9 and 3/5. By the way, feel free to check out my next video about how to add and subtract decimal numbers. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. This video is what I did for you. If you want to do something for me, hit the bell button, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy learning, everyone.